You lived in a world, in a house with people that said who you are is just an object that cooks and cleans. You have no emotions. They didn't hold an emotional space, a presence for you. You weren't able
Mm.
to feel your emotions. So you learned when I'm with my parents for survival, for food, to keep housing, I need to match their belief system about me and shut down and just be a robot that cleans and cooks and doesn't feel or exist in this moment.
Yeah, I didn't know about feelings
Yeah.
until adulthood almost. Yeah.
Because they didn't feel them either, and they sure didn't let you feel them.
They were busy surviving too. It was hard times.
Right. While we understand that about them and hold a
Yeah.
total space of love and forgiveness for them, I'm also holding space for little Archana, who was never seen. She was buried into a doer for survival.
Yeah.
And tonight she's seen.
Hi.
How do I
I had
pronounce
a
your
funny
name?
feeling this was going to happen today.
Well, here we are, and we're so happy to have you, and we're honored you're here. How do I pronounce your name?
It's Archana.
It's Archana. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I had 10 minutes before your thing was going to start, and I had finished dinner, candlelight was on, and the moon was outside, and I just sat quietly for 10 minutes waiting for this to start. And I just felt the love, felt the connection, which happens frequently when I'm by myself.
Mm,
Um, just, yeah, I guess I'm just wondering if I'm tricking myself because on my own I can access that. But, and I guess I get what you're saying about is Archana a concept that when she's interacting with people and work and situations, I guess I become a role in which I get lost, or
so
I don't
there,
know, it gets muddy for me. I'm not sure what that means, but
yeah,
alone, just connecting with that love, I've been feeling that a lot ever since COVID hit, actually.
beautiful, beautiful, because you're part of this incredible mass awakening that's happening right now. You're feeling God much more, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah,
And that
yeah.
might be a step forward. Like maybe before you were more people run, and so you had this part of you that didn't care that much about connecting with that on the same plane. Would you say that's accurate?
I, Connecting with God, I think I was always seeking, but I started to feel the connection.
Right.
Actually, the day we heard that we were going to shut down in Connecticut, 17th of March, I suddenly had this thing go on. I was born for this time. It was such a clear knowing. I was born for this
You're
time.
one of these ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And since then, I met you. I came across a couple other people I'm following, and just like it's light bulbs are going on. My heart's just opening out. So much love is flowing. I lose it if I interact with other people, though. So I was wondering what
Let me
that's
ask you
about.
this. Since you're telling me about this, first of all, I'm other people. What do you feel right now? You're interacting with other people. Do you feel right now? I'm curious if you feel that disconnect again because you're talking to another person, or if
Mm.
because we're talking about God together, that it's still here.
Because it's on a similar wavelength and frequency, this feels good and easy to connect with. Here, I can still maintain that feeling.
So that's interesting. What you're telling me is that a type of person you can still feel it.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
so there's some people that you get in your head around and want to keep happy or want to what when you're around the people that when you feel disconnected from God because you're with certain people, what do you feel you have to do or what do you feel like what happens? It's like okay, there's people here like
Hmm.
there would have to be some kind of agenda or a thing that you're worried about that's stopping you from connecting to God. Do you get what I mean by that?
Yeah, yeah. I guess I kind of just shut down. I go kind of numb.
Got it.
Not present.
Did you, when you were a kid, did you shut down at times with your parents?
Yeah, does everybody on your call cries?
What's that?
Everybody on your call cries. That's the prerequisite.
Hi. Yeah. When you were a
Yeah.
kid and you were with your parents, you shut down. What happened? Did you have like, narcissistic parents that could see you, so you had to protect yourself? What was the patterning of your parents, and what made you need to shut down?
Hmm. I didn't exist as a person.
Right.
I existed as someone who cooked and cleaned and did the chores and was sweet and a good girl.
So imagine that they created that world for you. This is
Yeah.
the world of what you are. And you believe it. It's not true, but if you lived it your whole childhood and your wiring was happening while you learned, and it's, I know that different things exist in the world and say that's not the truth about what you are, but you lived in a world, in a house with people that said who you are is just an object that cooks and cleans. You have no emotions. They didn't hold an emotional space, a presence for you. You weren't able
Mm,
to feel your emotions. So you learned when I'm with my parents for survival, for food, to keep housing, I need to match their belief system about me and shut down and just be a robot that cleans and cooks and doesn't feel or exist in this moment.
yeah, I didn't know about feelings
Yeah.
until adulthood almost. Yeah.
Because they didn't feel them either, and they sure didn't let you feel them.
They were busy surviving too. It was hard times.
Right. While we understand that about them and hold a
Yeah.
total space of love and forgiveness for them, I'm also holding space for little Archana, who was never seen. She was buried into a doer for survival.
Yeah.
And tonight she's seen. Tonight we say hi to her and that we hold space that she, not necessarily only based on what she does, is valuable. She matters. And I'm holding space for her so that you also hold space for her, because really she doesn't care if I hold space, but I become the permission slip for you to see what I'm seeing, which is a sensation in your body right now, right? Which is her talking. So
Yeah.
go ahead.
For last 6 months that I've been feeling this more and more love. Again, it's so hard to separate from doing. I keep the minute my cup is a little bit full with that universal love, it's like, okay, I'm supposed to do something with. Let me serve. Let me do something with it. Give it to people, and something doesn't feel right about that though.
So when you're with God, this is you, and when you're with people, this is you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because people, your body just still hasn't been with and transcended and felt through the pain and the unseenness that exists in your body. So people equal your parents. You just become what you did when you were a kid. You still wear the coat that your parents put on you. They just said, yeah, you're not a person, you're a machine.
Yeah. Machine sounds about right. Yeah.
Right. And weirdly, you have this ability to feel and sit here with me and cry, so that must be factually inaccurate that you're just a machine. Because you
Yeah.
wouldn't feel sensitive about that. You wouldn't feel hurt. You wouldn't feel that's not right. You'd just be like, that's correct, I'm a machine. But instead, you're sitting here going, whoa. And who am I talking to? Where is this you that there's something inside there that's bigger? And because you're holding a space of presence right now with a person here, by the way, the God that you were talking to before was powerful, but it was also your ability to escape people so you could find yourself, right?
Yeah.
So So level one is we're just stuck with these parents and I'm a machine. Level two is, hey, when I'm away from my parents and I have my boundaries, I can feel parts of me. Level three is when we go, I feel those parts of me while with people. And I'd love to be one of the training wheels into that for you because I'm going to be someone who holds a space for all of you. And I want to dare you to surround yourself with people who love the real you, not just do the pattern of finding people who love the machine you so that the ego's not wrong. You,
Yeah.
you understand what I mean by that?
Yes, I do. And I'm hesitant to manifest people in my life. I live pretty secluded life. I love my husband and my daughter. They do see me for me, but that's about it. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm hesitant to. I would like to, but the reality is I'm keeping distance from most people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand. I understand. And the reason is because you go, oh, it's my survival to be what they want. And it's not necessarily that that's true now, but that's the pattern
Yeah.
in the body. You,
Yeah.
Matt, you saw nothing else but the world that you lived in. So to you, the only thing, all of us, we all only saw the world that we lived in. So what your parents did on a daily basis and said about you and held or didn't hold space for you was just fact. And it's just so in our system that that's how life works. And so then we go, that's how life works for the first 20 years of our life. And then we meet other people and the world's different, but we still act from the total conditioning of 20 years of that's how life works. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so here we are in this moment, and a great way to practice the training wheels of you still feeling real you while I'm here and while people are here, that's your next thing, is for you to see God in you and see little Archna and hold space for her even while other people are around. Right? That's your level three. That's your new you. Right?
Yeah.
That there's no separation from what you are just because someone walked into your house. There's no separation from what you are just because you're talking to another person. That God that you're connected to is so powerful that someone else doesn't have the ability to take you from it. But
How
you're,
do,
what's that?
how do you anchor into that
Okay, well,
practice?
practice this moment right now, right? So let's be there for her for a second. If I ask you to take a deep breath in, I'm so glad I called you on you tonight. This is so fun. This is going to be so special. It's so
Thank you.
special. We're so lucky you're here. We're so thankful you're here. Tell me the sensations, just the feelings that you feel in your body right now, in your stomach, in your heart, anything.
A little exposed.
Good. Exposed. So check this out. By the way, what does exposed imply? Exposed means we're seeing the real you. And you've worn some kind of padding from what you truly are. Do you get what I'm saying? We're actually talking to the real you. This is actual intimacy, right? You are actually just showing us you. What we're used to talking from is like, I'm wearing 3 layers of emotional clothing, so you can't see the real me. And then we just talk about the weather and, like, yeah, let's expose her. She's welcome on this call to be
God,
exposed.
wow. That's scary.
Her, like, not, don't get naked or something, just people exposing her. So check this out. I want you to say this because she feels exposed even for you to see. Because only you are seeing her. I'm just permission for you to see her. So right now it's like you're taking a flashlight and you're shining a flashlight in your body and there's this little girl that has hid behind the couch her whole life. And you're like shining it on her and she feels exposed. This means I'm not safe. If you see who I truly am, I might not survive. I might be kicked out of the house. If I show who I truly am, I might be yelled at or maybe hurt. Were you physical? Was there
No,
what? Okay.
no, just unseen and pretty much worked the whole life. Yeah.
If you didn't, what happened?
That thought never occurred to me. It was hard times. We all had to work. We just plugged in and we did what we did.
Got
The thought didn't even occur that you could do something else.
Cool. Well, if you didn't, you do say we did have to work. So there's some sounding of just survival is normal,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Do we want to be homeless? We better work. We all have to work, right? So so she feels exposed. I'm going to have you say something to her. You're going to say you to her, and you're going to say, you are allowed to feel exposed in my body. So take a deep breath in and say to the energy in your body that.
You are allowed to feel exposed in my body.
I'm going to take another deep breath in so that as she kind of loosens up and kind of isn't stuck in her normal pattern, that we're bringing this moment and light and love into your body right now. Because we need to create a safe container for her to be exposed, right? What exposed used to mean is we might not survive. What exposed means now is free.
Mm.
Maybe she's not exposed, maybe she's free.
And also not quite sure what to do now.
Hey, that's okay.
Yeah.
So confused?
Hesitant, not confused. She wants to play. She can just come out and just play.
Yes.
And be real goofy.
Yeah. Check this out. What's the alternative to exposed? Hidden?
Yeah.
The opposite, you can stay hidden or be exposed, right? So now she's never been exposed consciously. Isn't that weird? Okay? Your whole life she's never been exposed. So here she is, and we are here as a safe space for that. We just take a deep breath with you. Take another deep breath in this moment right now. Just really be present with what the sensation is. So she's hesitant. I would love for you to say to her, you are allowed to feel hesitant in my body.
You're allowed to feel hesitant in my body.
Yeah. She might need a minute to see that you're still present with her if she comes out from this hidden place. You're still present with her. This girl has survived your whole life. She's been through the ringer. She has kicked so much ass, and she's never been seen for it. Good job, little Archana. Way to stay in that house. Way to keep your parents happy. Way to bury everything you ever wanted and everything you wanted to be seen for. Now we see you. Welcome.
I see you.
Hi. How are you feeling right now?
Peekaboo.
You, you feel so free and awesome. What are you feeling right now? Breathe really deep into your stomach. Let's create a big safe space for that girl. You're doing so great.
She can be a goofball. Oh my God. But she doesn't really get a chance to come out much.
Right. So in this moment, what's she doing?
Giddy.
Giddy?
And I just want to keep doing peekaboo.
Oh, fun. Okay. So check this out. Let's bring presence to that. Take a deep breath in and say, you are allowed to feel giddy in my body.
You're allowed to feel giddy in my body.
You look
I love that feeling.
Suddenly too.
I love that feeling. I do.
So wonderful. This is so fantastic. Yeah. You're allowed to be giddy in my body? Isn't that weird? You were hesitant 3 minutes ago. Right?
That camera had to, well, I guess I can't risk not being seen again.
Yeah. You what? Say that again?
I can't risk not being seen again. The camera went off and, no, I don't want to go back there.
Yeah. So now you have the curse of awareness, meaning when you go back and the pattern will still totally go and hide, but you're going to know it's doing that. So you're going to start now being stuck on this other side of this freedom. You've broken out of that place of hidden. So
Mm-hmm.
now you're going to know right away someone shows up in your life and you have this pattern that kicks in, but you're sitting here aware that's a pattern, right? Before that was just me. That was what you called you.
Yes.
Archna loses herself when people come over. Now that little girl is trying to hide in my body. I see that she's scared, she's unseen. And your job is when someone else shows up, no matter how they act, to hold a space with little Archna. You and they can talk to you, they can say whatever, but little Archna and you together make decisions together, right? Archna is still a child. Now, Archna has made most decisions to protect you up until now, but Archna is a child and needs you in 2020 to take the reins of the job that your parents had and become the current, this moment, God parent for that little girl, right?
And I won't forget this.
Oh, no, no, no. Well, first of all, you have this recorded, but second, you're going to practice it because now that you've broken this thing and felt really good and you feel this giddiness, you're aware of this. So you'll forget it many times. I'm not saying you won't forget it, but that forgetness won't stay. You'll forget it and realize, oh, that's a habit. That's a pattern, right?
To hide. Yeah.
Right? So you'll just see she's hiding, but you now see it as not you. But you're going to be the parent. You know when you see a kid swimming and they might even have a life jacket on, but they're swimming, and then they're kids, they swim, and then their parent kind of stands on the dock and goes, "That's too deep." Like, I'm going to let you go play, little Archna, but mom's here now to make sure we make decisions together that are for your highest truth, that are for your expansion. Like if the neighbor says, "I'd like to invite Vivi over," I'm going to go over with her, right? I'm not going to be like, "Go over there," right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So there's a parent that's you that's now seeing a different pattern in you called little Archna. And that's who was hiding. And here the ironic thing was she was only hiding from you. And the reason is because you focused more on the people than her. And every time she started trying to expose herself, you'd look at what other people think and you'd make sure you stay the machine. So every time she shows up, you'd grab someone else. Does this make sense? So she's got inside your body, she's going, "Look at me." And then you go, I got to become a machine for this person. I got to
So
lose. What's that?
what about in work situation where some people are intimidating or I'm supposed to be serious and
Take a
what
deep
would I
breath
do
in.
there?
Take a deep breath in. No one is bigger than you. They're intimidating to a pattern that's not seen by you. If Vivi goes next door and I go next door with Vivi and the neighbor's intimidating, I'm going to stand there, hold space for her, protect her, maybe make the decision to leave. Oh, you're trying to intimidate me and control me. And maybe you've established a relationship with people who have intimidated you that you're now the intimidatee, and they're going to flip out when you break that pattern tomorrow. Do you get what I mean by that?
Yeah.
They've
Yeah.
had, they're used to you being the machine that they wanted.
Right.
Because that's the pattern you created for yourself. So any boss that tells you left and right what you're supposed to do and intimidates you is the exact match to how life was for you. They probably felt comfortable. Anyone that doesn't tell you what to do, little Archna stops hiding and starts getting exposed.
When you said you're bigger than that, I really felt that. I felt
Right.
that in yeah.
If you're intimidated, there's a new thing to ask. Do I want to work for this person? If so, if I do, are they willing to stop intimidating me? Are they willing to, and if they are only able to work based on having domination and control over me, then that's not a match. It's just not a vibrational match. It's not personal. You're here for your evolution, not just to make other people happy. And your new evolution, starting today, September 23rd, is the new you doesn't work for people who keep intimidating you. If they want to control you, they're not going to work. If they can't be in a collaboration, it should be the three of you talking. Them, you, and little Archana. Does little Archana want this too? And by the way, people who intimidate you don't know about their little kid. They learned how to intimidate in their childhood, to win over their siblings, to get fed, or whatever it is, right? So maybe you'll hold the space and they'll discover their inner child. Maybe they have no adjustability, but that's fine. If you want to work based on control and fear, that's not going to work. I'm a free spirit. I'm love, and I'm going to work based on my soul. You'll trust me. A better, I don't even want to say boss, a better co-leader will show up. You lead yourself.
I can feel that. That's so weird. I can feel that. As you say it, I can feel that in my body. Whew.
I feel it too. Anyone who tries to fear me into being what they want is not going to have me in their life very long. If my little child isn't invited in every collaborative decision, and you're not going to bring your little child in, I'm not interested either. I want the four of us to make the decision. And then you're going to find people who know about their kid. Those are the most, by the way, those are the best companies. Those are the most intuitive, innovative, genius companies, because they're making decisions out of that truth and not what they should do to keep other people happy. Right? So what do you feel right now? This is so fun.
Calm. Clarity. Somehow expanded.
Yes.
Yeah. And that situation is still there. And when I was experiencing that intimidating person, I have to deal with my survival. My income is connected with that. But somehow it doesn't matter right now. Yeah, because I am bigger than that. And that's so bizarre. Like, it's like you're hypnotizing me, but I feel it. I feel it in my body. Expanded beyond that.
I love the idea of hypnotizing you to the massive power that you are. Because everyone else hypnotized us out of the truth of what we are. Not everyone else, but the world's overall job is that.
The world is my own creation, and so I created that.
Yeah, and watch how the world is going to match this now. There might be a little bit of a collapse where the person we're thinking of can't handle that they can't control you. And you just can feel love for them. I mean, it's not even scary. Like, not a passive control me love. Like, oh, I see your little kid trying to run everything.
Yeah.
You're free. Exposed means free.
Yeah, and when you said that, it came like, and I always was. I just didn't see it.
So your job tonight and tomorrow is to be with the feeling, just the sensation, whatever she feels. I feel scared. This is new. This is totally new. Day one of little Archana being seen by you is going to have some freak out moments. just like any baby being born on day one is going to be tired. You might be tired tomorrow. You might be giddy. You're going to feel different energies because that pattern is probably exhausted now that it's seen. You might want to take a nap.
Yeah. This
You
is
might,
awesome.
yeah, you
Birthday
might.
present.
Oh, is it your birthday?
26th, day of the meditation, the
Oh
rising.
my goodness. Happy birthday.
Thank you. They gave me the
What?
best ever.
That's just like Nada on her call. It was her birthday and she joined it. I don't know if anyone's seen Nada's call from the
I was there.
last.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
was one of the first experiences there.
So
Yeah.
there's always someone magic who has their birthday. Right? And happy birthday, little Archana.
Thank you. Thank you.
Today is little Archana's birthday. Her first
Yeah.
literal birthday.
Yes.
You're just born.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Yes. You are such a gift, Kyle. This is amazing. I've watched so many of your videos by now since the last Now Rising, and each and every one, it just keeps blowing me away. You're such a blessing to all of us who are getting to benefit from what you're sharing. It's such a simple message that you are communicating, but you break it down so well and apply so well to everyday practical and what actually goes on inside our head and how to, you know, peel it apart layer by layer to just come down to the present moment. It just blows me away. I'm going to be doing this kind of work at some point when I'm ready, and
Oh,
I just admire how how simply you do it, and how it is at such a human level. You're connecting that bridge. I just so appreciate you.
well, I'm going to receive that huge right now. Thank you for seeing me. And thank you for saying such beautiful things. And remember, it takes one to know one. The things that you said, you wouldn't see if you didn't also have it.
Mm.
Right? It wouldn't make sense. It would just be this, it doesn't, it's just crazy talk. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so you see it because you have it and you do and will communicate it brilliantly. Like you just experienced something billions of people will want to understand. Like and you're befriending her and you're making her first, and who knows what life has got for that.
I know, right? When you do let her come out and play, oh my God, it's just, you're right. It is, so many of us are trapped in that seriousness and not connecting with that inner child's play. And she's only come out in my alone time with that non-physical when I'm talking. And yeah, it's such a joy to be liberated and not be living life with such seriousness,
Yes.
right? Like working hard. Like you grew up when you were 5 because, I don't know, survival had to be done, and you just grew up way too fast and never had a chance to play. And life is not about work. Life
No.
is not about survival. And when you reconnect with play, or I guess for me, it'll be like actually stepping into play, figuring it out for the first time, really. Oh, what a joy it is. Life is here. The universe is beaming on us, doting us with love, just doting us with love. And if only we could just let it in. If only we could just let it in. And that probably has been my biggest learning in the last 6 months, letting it in. Because the universe has been just, it's delighted to see us play and laugh and be happy and enjoy the breeze on our face and feel the sunshine and just breathe. It just delights in us.
Now you're shifting me. Like you just reminded me of another frequency, of another truth that it's so easy to forget about. You just explained that perfectly. There was no party that said, how do I explain this? You just naturally opened up. And you
I
just
don't know where that came from.
I right. And you always know you said magical stuff when you go, I don't know where that came from and I have no idea what I just said.
But
Like,
I know that feeling. I
yeah.
know that feeling though.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
as your monitor of what you want to say and how you're doing left. And
Yeah.
it's just God talking through you.
Yeah. I have felt doted upon. Yeah.
Wow. What a night. What a night. The consciousness of the world rises a little bit higher. You're going to see the world match this in certain ways tomorrow. You're going to see as you stay connected to her, certain issues will just take care of themselves and solutions will show up and possibilities will show up. It matches you.
Yeah.
You're a gift. You're making our life better. This was magic tonight.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.